When we think of lasting love, we often imagine deep conversations, trust, loyalty, and emotional support. But there's another ingredient, one that's often forgotten as time goes by: playfulness. The laughter, the teasing, the silly inside jokes, the moments that make you feel like kids again. Playfulness is not just fun, it's vital. It's the spark that keeps love fresh, alive, and human. Because no matter how old we get or how serious life becomes, our hearts still crave joy. And in relationships, that joy often comes from play. Think about the early days of a relationship. Everything feels light. You joke, you flirt, you do ridiculous things just to see the other person smile. You laugh at inside jokes that make no sense to anyone else. You take playful risks. There's an energy, a spontaneity that makes love feel alive. That's because in those early stages, playfulness is natural. It's effortless. But over time, as routine and responsibility take over, that sense of fun can quietly fade away. And when it does, something important is lost. Not love itself, but the liveliness that keeps love breathing. Playfulness is more than just joking around. It's a mindset. It's a way of interacting that says, I still enjoy you. I still find joy in being with you. When couples laugh together, tease each other lightly, or share small moments of silliness, they're doing more than having fun. They're strengthening trust. They're reminding each other that even in the chaos of life, they're still a team. That laughter is a sign of safety, because when you can laugh with someone, it means you can be yourself without fear. Psychologists say that playfulness is one of the most overlooked traits in long-term relationships. It creates emotional flexibility, the ability to recover quickly from stress or conflict. Think about it. When was the last time you were arguing with someone and suddenly one of you made a joke that broke the tension? You couldn't help but laugh. That small moment of humor doesn't erase the problem, but it softens it. It reminds you that love is bigger than whatever you're disagreeing about. Playfulness doesn't just make things fun, it makes things resilient. And in many ways, playfulness is the purest expression of intimacy. When we play with someone, we let down our guard. We show our goofy side, our childlike side, the part of us that doesn't care about looking cool or being right. That's vulnerability. And vulnerability is what true closeness is built on. In a world that often pressures us to be composed, competent, and serious, being playful is almost an act of rebellion. It's saying, I trust you enough to be silly. I trust you enough to let you see the unfiltered me. You see, play is deeply wired into human connection. Even in childhood, we bond through laughter and shared fun. That doesn't disappear when we become adults. It just gets buried under layers of stress, work, and routine. Couples who bring playfulness back into their relationship often find that everything else improves. Communication, affection, even physical intimacy. Because laughter creates connection, and connection fuels desire. When you play together, you remind each other that love isn't just serious, it's joyful. Have you ever noticed how children can turn anything into a game? A walk becomes an adventure. A simple task becomes a challenge. They don't need reasons to have fun, they just do. That's what adults often forget. Somewhere along the way, we start treating love like a project to manage rather than a dance to enjoy. We become efficient, but not joyful. We talk about schedules, bills, and chores, but not about wonder. Playfulness brings that wonder back. It's the difference between living side by side and truly living together. Even science supports it. Studies show that couples who laugh together are more likely to stay together. Shared laughter strengthens bonds and releases oxytocin, the same hormone that builds trust and affection. It also lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, helping partners feel calm and safe around each other. In a way, laughter is like emotional glue. It holds people together through thick and thin. And unlike material gifts or grand gestures, laughter is free. It just requires presence and a willingness to not take yourself too seriously. But what does playfulness look like in everyday life? It doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be spontaneous dancing in the kitchen. It can be pretending to be dramatic about who gets the last slice of pizza. It can be sending a funny text during the day or having an inside joke that only you two understand. It's about small moments that say, we're still having fun. Because the truth is, it's not the big vacations or expensive gifts that keep love alive. It's the tiny shared moments of joy that happen every day. Playfulness also helps couples navigate change. Life is unpredictable. There will be stress, illness, loss, and disappointment. In those times, laughter doesn't erase pain, but it keeps hope alive. It reminds you that even in difficulty, you can still find lightness. It's like oxygen for the relationship. Couples who can laugh through the storms are not avoiding reality. They're choosing resilience. They're saying, we won't let the darkness define us. There's something incredibly intimate about being able to laugh at life together. When you both can share a look across the room and start laughing at something only you understand, that's connection. It's not just fun, it's emotional shorthand. It says, you and I see the world the same way. And when that kind of playfulness is alive, love feels effortless again. Because joy, when shared, becomes a bond stronger than words. In the early years, relationships often feel playful because everything is new. But long-term couples can rediscover that feeling if they make room for it. It's not about forcing fun, it's about allowing it. Many couples fall into the trap of thinking that love has to be serious all the time. But love that can't laugh becomes heavy. Playfulness lightens it. It turns ordinary days into shared memories. Of course, playfulness requires balance. It's not about making fun of each other in hurtful ways or avoiding serious issues. It's about creating a safe space where both people can be lighthearted, where joy can live alongside responsibility. In fact, it's often the most emotionally mature couples who play the most, because they understand that laughter and love are both choices you make. Even small acts of play can transform how two people connect. A silly nickname, a mock argument over who makes better coffee, a random dance move while brushing teeth. These moments sound trivial, but they accumulate. They build warmth. They remind you that love isn't a performance, it's participation. And participation means showing up fully, even in the silliest of moments. Sometimes couples forget how to play because they've been hurt or because they're carrying too much weight from the past. The seriousness becomes a shield, but letting yourself play again, allowing joy to return, can heal old wounds. Because laughter releases tension that words sometimes can't. It says we're okay again. It's forgiveness in motion. And yes, playfulness is also deeply tied to physical intimacy. When couples flirt, tease, and joke, it often reignites attraction. That energy, that spark, is part of what makes passion last. It's not just about grand romantic gestures. It's about laughter in bed, about shared silliness that keeps the connection from becoming mechanical. When love stays playful, touch stays alive. Because play keeps curiosity alive, and curiosity keeps desire burning. Even emotionally, playfulness helps us communicate better. When we're playful, we're relaxed. We listen more, we judge less, we stop taking things so personally. A playful tone can turn a potential argument into a shared laugh. It turns, you forgot to take out the trash, into, guess who forgot to take out the trash again? The difference seems small, but it changes everything. It softens the edges. It reminds both people that love is bigger than any mistake. In long-term love, playfulness is like the wind that keeps the flame from suffocating. Too much seriousness can smother the connection. Too much routine can dull the light. But laughter fans the flame. It keeps things moving, breathing, evolving. It keeps love young, even when you're growing old together. And it's never too late to bring it back. No matter how long it's been since you felt playful together, you can start now. You can start small. You can surprise your partner with a little joke. You can dance with them in the living room even if it feels awkward. You can watch a comedy, play a board game, or even reminisce about the funniest things you've ever done together. Because playfulness isn't about age or time, it's about intention. You might be surprised how quickly things shift when laughter returns. Tension eases, conversations become lighter, affection comes more naturally, playfulness opens the door to everything else that makes love fulfilling. It's a bridge between hearts that reminds us not to take life or each other too seriously. So, if love feels heavy right now, ask yourself, when was the last time you laughed together? When was the last time you did something just for fun with no purpose other than joy? When was the last time you looked at your partner and thought, let's be a little silly today? Those moments might seem small, but they're the heartbeat of love. Because playfulness is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It keeps love human. It keeps love warm. It reminds us that no matter how complicated life gets, there's still room for laughter. And that laughter, those shared smiles, are what make a relationship not just lasting, but alive. So tonight, maybe start small. Share a joke, make a funny face, be ridiculous. Remind your partner and yourself that love doesn't have to be serious to be sincere. Because when two people can laugh together, they can face anything together. That's the secret. That's how playfulness keeps love fresh and fun. And maybe ask yourself right now, when was the last time you laughed so hard with someone you love that you forgot everything else? When was the last time you felt that childlike joy, that lightness in your chest, that feeling of being completely alive in a moment with them? Isn't that what love is supposed to feel like? Isn't that what we're all searching for every single day?